So this episode, I'm gonna talk about why do people think a scammer is not a fucking businessman, right? I don't give a fuck if a scammer makes $1 billion, he's still not a businessman. I don't give a fuck what happens. Like, a scammer is never, to me, if a businessman who makes, let's say a businessman makes $80,000 a year doing good business, right? And a scammer makes $1 billion. That the guy who makes $80,000 is a businessman. The guy who makes $1 billion, you're just a fucking scammer. If you make $1 billion scamming and someone makes $80,000 as a businessman, he's the businessman. Even if he makes $10,000, $20,000 a year, right? If he's selling corn and he gives you corn, he's a businessman, right? You can't say a scammer is a businessman if he's a scammer. He's not a good businessman because he doesn't know how to give you an even exchange for something, right? It's like saying if somebody if a scammer has a pizza restaurant, right? If you go to his pizza restaurant, you order some pizza and he give you a empty plate, he's a bad businessman. It's the same concept. And no matter how much money he makes, he's not a businessman. He's a scammer. I'm just amazed at how many. I'm just looking at all of this. I'm like, damn. I'm like, wow. When did scamming become so mainstream? It's like scamming is like a fashion symbol and shit. I'm like, damn. Like, this shit's lame. I'm like, people are scam. People think it's crazy, man. I think it's amazing that they think that a scammer is a businessman. You think just because somebody makes a lot of money doing something, even if it's stupid that they do it, you're not a businessman. A businessman is someone who knows how to give an even exchange that somebody else wants, right? So if you're a marketer and you can make people money, you're a businessman. A scammer don't do nothing for anybody but himself, right? If you give a scammer $10,000 or $20,000 or $100,000, you're not going to get anything. That's not a businessman because he has the money, right? A businessman is a fucking a symbol of honor. It's an honor to be called a businessman because, and I mean just pure, like this is all you live off your business. That's an honor. You can't give that honor to a scammer. That's an honor to say, I've developed something that all of these people need, right? I developed an Apple computer. I've developed the ability to leverage Google and Facebook ads and turn 10,000 into 100,000 and turn 100,000 into 1,000,000. I'm not a guy who's going to take your 10,000 and just run off, right? I can actually take your 10,000 and make it to 100,000 and to $1,000,000, right? Doesn't that sound better than I'm a scammer? I'm just saying, a scammer is a fucking beta male. Scammers are beta. A scammer is a beta male because he doesn't have enough. He hasn't built himself into anything. You're a beta. Like, you're a beta male. A scammer can never be an alpha male because a scammer, it's impossible. Like, who are you giving your value to? You're not valuable to anybody. You're a thief. Like, you're a fucking thief. You're worse than a thief, really. Because a scammer is like, you're not getting anything back, right? Like, at least a thief, if he robs a bank, right, at least he has the amount of intelligence to, like, I have to put out the camera. I have to go buy this. I have to, like, be smart. I have to, like, you've seen, like, bank robber movies, right? If they get away, like, they're usually the smart ones. The smart ones get away. They're well thought out, right? They're, like, ex-developers. They're usually, like, hackers or something. Like, they were really, skilled workers. Usually people who rob banks and they get away with it, they were usually they had a skilled trade before they did it. Either they was FBI or they was a soldier. Like, they were actually trained. But a scammer is like, they are like scum. A scammer is like pure scum. Like, you're just scum, right? Like, you don't even have the decency to use your skill for good. Because a scamming is just social engineering, but social engineering is just sales, right? You're manipulating your victim to take their money. That's the same as sales. But see, with sales, you have to have something that's actually valuable that people want. That's what scammers don't have. They only think they have. They don't want to do the 10,000 hours, right? They just want $10,000 in an hour. They don't want to put in 10,000 hours to make $1 million. They want the million in they want $10,000 in an hour. They don't want to put in $10,000 hours, right? That's why I say scammers, they're really betas. If you just look at what beta is just, it's a wave, right? So you're a beta wave. It's a beta wave, because even scamming is so instant that it's kind of feminine, because it's like you have to engineer and you have to maneuver someone and you have to fool them, but there's no skill being developed. There's no discipline being developed. There's no skill. There's only social engineering, right? That's not really a skill. That's just manipulation, right? Sales is manipulation, but sales is an actual skill to me, because with sales, you're actually selling something that's valuable. Or you could just, even if you're selling perceived value, it's still value. Like, you could say a Gucci purse is a scam, but not if you raise the value and people want a purse, then you're giving them a purse. But if you tell somebody, oh, this and this, or I'm getting like the PP loan scam, right? The PP loan scam, right? So you got people getting loans for PPPs, a PPP loan scam, right? Which is idiotic in itself, because if you're going to if you need money for a loan, but you're getting approved for it, if you're smart enough to know that you're getting the money for free, you're smart enough to know that you got to pay it back. So you're fraudulent from the beginning, right? That's what I'm saying. I just think that's why I say scammers, they're dumb. Like, you're a fucking idiot. There's no way you have a plan to make a scammer can't have a mission to make $10 million or $100 million. Like, to me, a scammer, I feel like they're comfortable at like 500,000 or $1 million, because there's no way you're going to scam to 10 to 100 million without the government catching you. Because to me, you're selling yourself short, because your paperwork is going to look so fraudulent. You're going to look like a fraud because your paperwork looks like a fraud, right? Nobody cares about your cash until it's on paper, right? That's why credit is so important. That credit is leverage for the IRS and the wealthy to know that you have real movement in the banking, right? So even if you're an agent, like, I see these agents, there's agents, I'm not going to say no names, but there's agents that are selling people. There's people that are agents by the FBI, right, that are on YouTube teaching people how to scam. But these people, they're following these people, and they don't even know that they're the police. And they're fucking stupid. Like, you're following an agent who's teaching you about credit, but he's getting paid by the government to lock you up. So now they're just paying him off, and they're going to get the money on the bail. And they're going to get the money on the court, and they're going to get the money on the judges, right? And they're just going to pay him off, and he's not going to go to jail. Even if he's scamming you, well, technically the scam is him is what he's not even scamming anymore. He's just selling you to scam so that you can go to jail because he already got caught doing what he's doing. So that's how he's paying it back. And they don't even know it. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, people are fucking stupid. People are dumb. They don't have the ability to see through things because people, they don't value skill. A person that gets a PPP loan doesn't value skill. That's just what it is. You don't even value a skill. You don't have nothing. Do you have anything to sell? Why would you sell it out for $20,000? Why don't you just sell something that costs $20,000? Because you don't have a skill. You don't have nothing. And it's just amazing. I just watch this shit in amaze. It's funny to me. It's hilarious to me.